In the last video, I said that this shortcut combined work formula, this time formula, only applies to 2 workers. And, well, that's true. Of course, I can only plug in 2 individual times to this formula on this side. And it's also true that I can't just add a third variable. I can't just add a third variable to convert this to a 3-worker formula. This, if you went through this whole process for 3 workers, you'd end up with something more complicated than this in the denominator. But I'm not too happy with the language I used when I discussed that point. I think I said that you can only use this formula for 2 workers, and that's not quite right. There are certainly situations in which you can use this trusty, easy little time formula for more than 2 workers. For example, here. X and Y working together can complete a job in 3 hours. If Z, working alone, can complete the job in 5 hours, how long would it take all 3 of them working together to complete the job? So we've got 3 workers, and we're looking for their combined time all together. But that doesn't mean we can't use our trusty time formula. Let's see. Our time formula is the product of the times of 2 workers over the sum of the times of those 2 workers. And the reason we can use it here is that, well, we don't have to think of X and Y as separate entities. X and Y, we've got their combined time. Together they can do the job in 3 hours. So we can just consider them as a single machine or a single worker. So plugging in for A, we'll just plug in the X and Y machine time, say. X and Y time. And then for B, we'll plug in Z's time. And then, well, all we have to do is plug in our numbers, and we'll get the combined time of all 3 of them. Or we can think of it as 2 of them, the Z with this hybrid machine time. So plugging in our numbers, we get 3 times 5 over 3 plus 5. And it turns out that all 3 of them working together would take 15 over 8 hours to do the job. And I'll add that well, here it worked pretty nicely because we started with the combined time for X and Y, but we could use this formula even if we were only given individual times for X, Y, and Z. Even if we just had X's individual time, Y's individual time, and Z's individual time, we could just do this process twice. First, we could use this formula to find the combined time for X and Y, say. And then, once we have the combined time for X and Y, we could just do exactly what we just did here. Consider X and Y as a single machine, and then plug into our formula again. So I don't want you to get the wrong impression. I said that this formula, I don't remember my exact wording, but it was too strong. I said it's only useful for 2 workers, but that's not true. It's certainly useful for a number of questions that involve 3 workers.